Hey guys, welcome to Neat Movie News. My name is Dean Thomas, and the movie is finally here. It's Captain America Civil War. Man, have I been looking forward to this movie, and man, does it deliver. The Russo brothers, who also directed Captain America the Winter Soldier, are back for this one, and these guys really understand both Captain America and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They do such a great job because this is a daunting task. This is basically an Avengers movie. You've got almost every Avenger in the movie, and then add in a couple new ones with Spider-Man and Black Panther. So they had a lot to deal with. I got to give a lot of credit to the writers as well for balancing it all out because each Avenger feels like themselves, and they all have a good amount of screen time that perfectly represents what their character is. And I'll get a little bit more into that later, but I think the important thing is that with all of these characters, this movie still feels like a Captain America movie. It has that same tone and feel as the Winter Soldier, and every storyline, although maybe Cap isn't directly involved or, he's not on screen, it still flows through him. Everything has to do with him and what's going on in his life, what he's dealing with. Now, yes, you've got other perspectives like Tony Stark's perspective and maybe how the Avengers feel about it on each side, but it still all goes right through Captain America, and I think that's one of the stronger points of this movie is because they were able to find a way to do that with all of these other characters in it. And man, do these other characters add so much. First of all, I think whether you're Team Cap or Team Iron Man, going into this movie and then while watching it, you're going to have some points where you go, man, I agree with that other point though. Or you'll at least say, I understand why he feels that way, and I understand why they feel that way. And it all makes sense and it works so well. It's not this just one-sided thing, and it's not just, oh, well, this is a Captain America movie, so Captain America's right. That is not how this movie plays out, and that is so, I think, brilliant and adds a whole new level of dimension to this movie. The Marvel Cinematic Universe once again continues to move forward, and it has such it's already got a bright future, but I mean the future continues to be brighter with these new characters they introduce because I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to give anything away, but all I'm saying is one, Black Panther is an animal, both figuratively and obviously a little literally. But I mean, the way they introduce him, the way his character is used, I'm extremely excited for him going forward. And I've got to say, his costume might be the coolest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. The thing is just awesome. And then I have to say, Spider-Man. I was a giant Spider-Man fan growing up. Batman's become my guy. Just, no challenge debate with that one. But I have to say, the way they use Spider-Man, the way they're setting him up as a 16-year-old high school kid, works so great. They nailed the humor with him as well, and I'm so excited for his movie going forward. And obviously, I'm sure some of you guys have heard about this airport scene, and it has got to be the best scene or action scene at least in a Marvel movie so far. The thing is so incredible, so much fun. Each character has their moment to shine, and they all get multiple ones, to be honest. And I think one of the problems of this movie going in, or not problems, concerns, was that maybe this movie wouldn't feel like there was a lot of stakes. Because, maybe they're just kind of fighting, they're throwing some punches, maybe they're pulling their punches. But the thing with the airport that shows about the airport scene is they're not. They're going for it. This is a war, and they are fighting for what they believe in. And I think that's another strength of this movie is that there are stakes. One of the problems I had with Avengers Age of Ultron, even though I really enjoyed that movie, is there weren't a lot of stakes because every time something serious would happen and you hope they go down this darker emotional path, they'd make a quick joke or something like along those lines, and it would just lose all emotional tension, anything. And while this movie uses humor really well, and it is great humor, the tension and the stakes are never put to the side because of the humor, and that's one of the things I really, really enjoyed about this movie and think the Russo brothers nailed. They have the emotional drama, they have all of that in there, and they're able to add moments of humor, which is an extremely exciting thing for them going forward and directing both the Infinity War movies moving forward. I mean, this movie is awesome. I have a couple very minor little quips about the movie. If I had to do anything, one, I would say the CGI, there's a lot of it, and a couple times here and there it's a little noticeable, I guess I would say. I also thought maybe the opening half hour of the movie is a very, not slow, sometimes there's action, but I felt like action for the sake of action just a little bit, and it was kind of just to get the movie or the story moving forward. So the first half hour was really trying to speed you up, establish the story to get into it. And I think because this movie is almost 2.5 hours long, the first half hours where you felt they were cutting stuff down because there's some really quick edits, some really quick scenes that I feel like they're just trying to give you the story and then move forward. But once you get past that first half hour or so, the movie finds its footing and it just is in a full-on sprint to the end, and it is in something awesome to watch. And then another complaint that I've always had with Marvel is the lack of really good villains, and the villain in here really is kind of another throwaway. He feels like he's there just to move the story forward more than anything, and I feel like they could have removed him entirely and still had the story move forward, because really I think the brilliant thing about this movie being a Civil War movie is the villain is simply a matter of perspective. Whether you're Team Cap or Team Iron Man, it's simply the other side is more or less, the quote-unquote villain. And I think they could have played that a little bit more instead of throwing, in the prototypical just I'm the bad guy. So I wish they had kind of stayed away from that. But those just take just minor things out of this movie, because there are some awesome, that airport scene, I'm telling you, the price of admission for a ticket right now is worth going to see just that scene. I'm going to give Captain America Civil War a 92%. This movie is awesome. Had a few minor quips, but it has gives such a bright future for the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward once again. The Russo brothers really understand this stuff. And I just urge all of you guys to go see this movie. It is an absolutely incredible thing to watch. There you guys have it. That is my review for Captain America Civil War. Whether you've seen the movie or not, jump in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of the movie. And please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, that always helps. And follow me on Twitter at NeatMovieNews for links to more videos and all of the movie news around the world. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you back here next time.